another live, and I realized that a lot of people are actually battling, especially this period, on selling their hairs, or they are actually recording low sales this period. And that is why in today's live, I am going to share with you some of the reasons why your hair business is actually struggling, or your hair business is not growing, or your Bone Street hair business is not working the way you want it to work, or it's not bringing in the revenue the way you want it, to bring in that revenue. Okay, you guys, so go ahead and like this live. Okay, if you are here and if you have any question about starting the hair business, ahead and let me know in the comment section of this live. There is a section on the comment section of this live. Just go ahead and drop your questions. Once I see it coming up, of course, I am going to answer. I am not going to take much of your time also on this live. It's just going to be like a 30 minutes live section for me because, of course, my son. Okay, you guys, so quickly, there are a number of reasons why your hair business is stopped or not bringing in the revenue that you wanted to bring in. And there are a lot of them, but I'm going to just name a few, okay, for you. And number one is your customer service. You guys, I know you've heard a lot about customer service when it comes to business generally, or when it comes to the hair mention of your customer service in my videos that I've made in your hair business or running your hair business. I have always made mention of customer service, and I know because I have always made mention of that, a lot of people don't take it seriously. But you guys, trust me, your customer service for any business or your hair business is very important, because you want to treat your customers the way you want them to buy. They have something you want, you have something they want, so it is up to you to treat them well. The way you treat them, the way you answer them, the way you talk to them, the way you deliver your service to them is going to make them to want to patronize you, to want to buy from you, to want to give you, the money that you want them to give you, right? And at the end of the day, if your customer service is not top notch, then don't worry yourself. Your hair business or any other business that you are running is not going to make any sale, or is not going to give you the vibe or the result that you want it to give you. Now, when a customer comes to you, I'm going to give you like an example. When a customer comes to you and they are kind of confused on the kind of hairs they want, maybe they are struggling in between straight hair and curly hair, or they are struggling in between the colors, or they are struggling in between the curls, the texture of the hair, and whatever, it is your job as a vendor, your job as a vendor to actually help them make the decision that is right for them. Now, I know that some customers can be very stubborn. I'm not going to lie about that. I know that some customers can be very stubborn, even when you are telling them that, okay, this is something that is right for you. This color is going to fit you more. This texture, this design of hair is going to fit you more. They'll be like they are bent on what they want and everything. But then again, there are some customers that come with you plainly on their own term. They tell you that, okay, I'm confused. I have this color in mind. I have this color in mind. I don't know what to pick out of it. It is your duty as a vendor, to explain to them. Do not cover anything up. Explain to them how those colors appear in real life. Show them real videos, real pictures of what those colors are, so that on their own they are able to pick what they are picking with their mind. You are not cajoling them to pick whatever they are picking. You are not deceiving them to pick whatever they are picking, because if at the end of the day your customer picks a particular color because of what he or she thinks the video you sent or the picture you sent is depicting to them, by the time they receive the item, they will tell you that they are not satisfied, and that is not something that you want as a vendor. So make sure that your customer service is good. Make sure that when you are servicing your customers, you are actually putting them in mind, right? You are telling them what it is that they are about to get themselves into, what are the kind of hair they want to pick, what it entails, the maintenance culture that is needed in that particular hair that they are picking, right? Because some customers will pick something, they don't know how to maintain it. They will pick a hair, they don't know how to maintain it. And then at the end of the day, once they started using the hair, they realize that it's more than what they bargained for or they are able to do. And then they'll start telling you that, okay, maybe you sold something that they don't want for them. So make sure that you explain in total. Make sure that your customer service in this hair business, right, is given. Make sure that you are open, you are clear, because a lot of customers will use that as an advantage to tell you that you actually deceive them. They will make you understand that, or they'll make you feel like you deceive them to buying something that they don't want to buy. If you had told me, I've gotten that a lot. If you had told me this is what it is, right, I wouldn't have bought it. If you have told me this is what it is, I wouldn't have bought it. So make sure that you are clear. Don't be scared. I know a lot of vendors that sell this hair, right? They are scared of saying the truth about hairs, or about how that particular hair that the vendor wants or the customer wants is, because they are scared that if they tell the customer will no longer patronize it. See, it's better for your customer to go because you told them the truth, right? It's better for that customer to go with the truth than for the customer to buy a lie and then realize later and then start spoiling your name that you actually sold what they did not expect. You know, what are other versus what I expect. They did not expect this is what it's all going to be, or you did not tell them this is what they are getting themselves into. It's better for them to go with their money than for them to come back in future to start spoiling your name, especially if you have an online hair business, right? Which is something I feel like a lot of hair vendors are running right now online, right? Make sure that you tell them what it is, because you don't want negative comments in your comment section. You don't want people dragging you in your comment section or online for something that you should have just done in the first place. Trust me, if you are open to telling your customers the truth about the particular hair that they are picking, right? If you know how to carry them along, if you know how to understand what they want and give them exactly, you will be the one running away from others. Like it has been the order of the day for me. When I have returning customers, I don't even struggle with returning customers, because the people that have bought from me know the values that I give. There is a customer I currently have in another country, not in the country where I base. She always come to buy wholesale from me because the quality I give her is always the same. We don't reduce quality, right? I always give her the same quality. And even when she referred me to somebody else, it was the same thing she told the person, that she should not worry, that the quality I'm going to give her is going to be the same, because the person was hell-bent on the particular hair that she saw on that my customer, right? So what I'm trying to say is that don't be afraid. Your customers that are meant for you are going to stay if you are trustworthy, if you are truthful, and if you carry them along. Tell them what it is. If they are about to buy a low quality hair, tell them that, look, this hair may not last you the way you want it to last, right? This hair may not give you. If they insist, of course you can go ahead and sell to them, but make sure your part by telling them, and you have an evidence for that, so that tomorrow they don't come at you, okay, you sold something wrong for them, right? But make sure that your services, your customer service is on point. I see a lot of people just pile up their WhatsApp message. A lot of vendors, they just give you email address to go and send your payment, your receipts, on their email, and then whenever they confirm your payment, they send you the hair. They don't give the platform to interact with them. They don't allow you interact. In fact, some hair vendors don't have WhatsApp that you can actually interact with them, know what you are buying before making your payment. A lot of hair vendors avoid that. But funny enough, that is something that will create the bond between you and your customer, right? If you can be able to deliver that to your customer, trust me, they will be coming back to you. Customer wants something that, it happens in every business, it works for every business, right? They want something that they can be able to connect with you as the vendor, right? They want a situation where they can be able to talk to you and express themselves on what they want or how they feel before they go ahead to make that purchase to you as the vendor, so that you understand exactly what they want before they buy. So give your customers that leverage to actually have the opportunity to communicate well with you, to actually have the opportunity to pass what they want, explain themselves, the information they want you to understand before they purchase that hair for you. Please go ahead and like this live. If you are still getting a lot of value from this live, please go ahead and give it a like. If you have any question about starting your hair business, or any question about doing hair business at all, please leave it in the comment section of this live, and I am going to answer it. Somebody says hi, thank you so much for joining this live. Okay, if you also want to start the hair business, I run a pre-order group where we come together as small hair vendors to buy in smaller quantities, because of course buying directly from the factory entails that you buy some certain MOQs, right? If you don't have the capacity to buy in large quantity or in bulk, we run a group where we come together to buy these hairs in smaller quantities, and you can buy as small as just 200 grams of hair. You can buy as small as just 200 grams of hair. So you see that it's easy for you to start up your own hair business without actually breaking the bank, right? You don't need a lot of money to start without with breaking the bank or going to break the bank because you want to start the hair business. So join our pre-order group, right? If you also want me to teach you how to start this hair business from start to finish, you are a beginner, you don't know anything about it, of course you can actually get my course, or you can book a one-on-one section with me. Everything I'm going to leave in the link of this live is going to be in the link of this live. Don't forget to go ahead and give this live a thumbs up if you are getting value from the live. So first thing I was making mention of is customer service. Your customer service is bad, of course you are not going to be getting any value from your hair business, right? Another thing that a lot of people are making or are mistaken when it comes to the hair business is their branding. You are not selling yourself, you're not selling your business very well to people, so they are not going to patronize you, they are not going to buy. When somebody sees your hair business, what does that reminds them of, right? Do your hair business give them this persona? Do your hair business resonate what you are actually selling? For example, let's say you are selling luxury hairs, right? Does your luxury hair brand itself resonate with the luxury that you portray to sell, or are you just there and your hair business is there and the brand is there, and your packaging is just there and people are just seeing you like that, and you're saying you are selling luxury hairs? Your packaging, your branding is something that is supposed to bring the attraction of more customers to you, right? Some people have seen starting the hair business, they don't have even a branded nylon bag to package the hairs. They just put everything together and they just send it like that. It's not nice, because more reason why you need a packaging brand for your hair business is because it sells you out, right? If for example you are using a bag, you can do what works for you. If you are using a branded bag, or if you are using a nylon bag, how small your packaging is, it sells you out. By the time one customer gets your product, and probably she is actually opening your product outside where there are other people, or she's using your nylon bag for something else, probably she wants to go to the salon and she just decides to use your nylon bag to put her kit one or two, that is advert for free for you and your brand. I don't know if you get it. Your name on your brand is there. What your brand does is there. Your phone number is there on that packaging. It sells you out. Somebody can be on the corner looking at the brand, and then they just Google your brand, or they just search for your name on Instagram. Before you know, somebody will pick your contact and message you, and then you have a new customer just because you actually branded yourself very well. Patricia says hi. Thank you so much, Patricia, for joining this live. I hope you are gaining value from this. If you are, please let me know in the comments. If you also have any questions, do not forget to let me know. So make sure that you have a brand and your brand is speaking out. Make sure you brand yourself in a way that it's going to sell you out, right? Make sure you brand yourself like it's going to sell you out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can see you said I'm welcome. Thank you very much. So make sure that you sell yourself through your brand. Make sure you are packaging yourself. Let your brand stand out the way you want people to see it. Even if you don't have so much to invest in your brand right now, have the vision and start from what you have, right? There is one thing to have the vision of where you are going to, or where you want your brand to be in like 10 years, and there is also that little step you can take from today. If for example in 10 years time you want to have an audience of like 10,000 people buying from you, you can actually focus on having like 200 audience from today. You can focus on having 10 people from today. You can focus on having 3 people from today patronizing you. And how you brand yourself and package yourself with those 3 people, or within those 5 people, between those 5 people, or for those 5 persons, 10 persons, 200 persons today, is going to be determined if you are going to even get to that 10,000 that you have in mind in that 10 years, right? So make sure that your packaging is top notch. Make sure that you are branding yourself. I see some people don't even have business logos. You don't have your packaging bags, right? You don't have a particular logistics service that you use that is reliable, that you can use for your brand. Is wrong. Branding does not have to be very, very big. for example, now, like myself, in my location, in my country, in my community where I am, where I sell my hairs, right? Sometimes a lot of customers that end up not buying from me is because they want me to do something called driver wavy, a situation where you have to send the hairs through a driver, somebody that is going to maybe their location through a driver. And that means that I don't have an evidence that I sent that hair to the person or the item to the person. And also, I don't have a means of communicating most times with the driver, his phone number. And if that phone number gets missing, or even the driver gets to deny that I myself and himself made that transaction, then everything is gone. I have to go and sort out myself with the client if he or she doesn't get the hairs, right? And that is something that is bad for my business, because I've actually recorded a lot of bad stories. I've had a lot of bad events using that particular style of delivery. So what I did was to focus on having a logistics service that is branded, reliable, and people that can deliver to anywhere that I want them to deliver, and make sure my customer sticks to it. Because of course, your safety, getting your parcel or getting the item that you paid your hard-earned money for me, is my priority. And me also delivering quality and making sure that you get it is also a priority for me. So if you come to tell me that, okay, this is the logistics that you want to use, and I'm not sure of it, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to tell you this is what I use, and please, you will have to stick with it, because your safety or the safety of the item is priority to both of us. If it gets missing, I wouldn't want to be going through the stress of replacing it for you, because that's a loss for me, right? You as a customer wouldn't know the hell I'm going through, right? To actually get it again delivered to you. You wouldn't know the thing I went through, to go ahead and repackage it or re-get the hair and try to want to deliver it. All you want is your hair, because you have made your payment, and of course you are supposed to get it. But then again, make sure that your branding is everything. That is the basic thing I'm trying to say. That is the foundation of everything I'm trying to explain now, is get yourself a good branding system, that when people see it, they know that this is you, this is your brand. They can actually tell this is your brand from your logos. They can tell from your maybe packaging and bag. They can tell from the logistics you use. They can tell from maybe the settings of your environment. When you make your videos, they can tell from your thank you cards. They can tell from your gifts that you give, because most of the time, something that I even want to start again is having branded gifts. I don't normally brand the gift item I send. I usually send gifts following every single order for every person that buys or buys hair from me, right? I always do that. But right now, I want to upgrade it to, printing my name on it, branding it to a point where if somebody sees that gift item, it knows it's from my brand, right? So this is something that sells my brand out, and this is something that is going to help me continually gain customers, because if somebody else sees the packaging that I use from that customer, they will be able to contact me and know that this is me. Okay, this is what I sell, without me explaining it to them or without me even knowing them, right? That is free advert for you. Okay, you guys, so I hope I've been able to give you value, or I hope I'm passing value to you. If you are enjoying this live, don't forget to go ahead to like the live, double tap so that people can see this live and join. Okay, you guys, if you have questions about starting the hair business, or you are finding it difficult one way or the other, please go ahead and leave me your comments in the comment section. I am going to you know answer your questions for you. Another thing that is making your business not to grow, or your hair business not to grow, is, which is number 3 thing I'm going to mention, is the lack of information that you have about the hair business, or about the business that you are doing. Now, I see a lot of people that just delve into the hair business without proper understanding of what the hair business entails, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and some of the things that they are just doing just shows that they don't have the knowledge of how the hair business works. Now, every business have how they work. You cannot use a business for, let's say, kitchen utensils logic for hair business. It doesn't work like that. Some of it might work, but the basic thing you need to know about the hair business will not work if you are using that of some other business for it. You need to learn the basic knowledge of the hair business, so that when you are in the hair business and you start to face one or two challenges, you already know that these are the challenges that are here, or me being a hair vendor, and you are prepared. So some of the reasons why your hair business fail is because you don't have the knowledge of how the business work, and you are not prepared for the worst that can happen, because every business has its ups and down. Every business has its challenges, right? You have to be prepared for whatever challenge is going to come in your home business. You have to have the right mindset, the right knowledge of how that business works for you to be able to see the good side of the business. Else you will just be finding yourself frustrated from one problem to another in the business, and that is something that you definitely don't want. So another thing that you should do is have the knowledge of how the hair business works, and there are a lot of ways to actually know or get the knowledge of how this business works. Number one is to look for somebody that is in the hair business and learn from them. See, that is why I like the Igbo men in my locality where I'm from, my country where I'm from. There is something called this Igbo society where a person goes to learn the trade or whatever business they want to delve into from somebody that is already doing it, that is a master of it, that is already doing it, that has failed before and has also succeeded. They learn the act from them, and then they go and do their own, or to open their own business. Do you know what is good about this particular logic or this trick? Is that it gives you the preparation you need to actually run your own hair business or your business, whatever it is, whatever kind of business that you choose, right? It gives you the opportunity to understand how that business works, because you are learning both the failures and the success from that person. I have been doing this business now for the last 8 years, and I've encountered a lot of failures. I've also encountered a lot of success. So if I want to teach somebody the business, I'm teaching out of my experience, not out of what I had, not out of what I think, not out of the theory I heard. I'm teaching out of the practicality of what I have practiced over these 8 years. There are some strategies that I use that are actually messed up the business at time. There are some strategies that I use that actually built the business, right? There was a time I was actually making just a little amount, a few thousands here and there from the hair business. And as at this time, I can tell you, six figures is just something that I can just close my eyes and do a thing or two, it will come, right? From this business, right? You want to make sure that you have a good understanding. If you don't have a good understanding of the hair business, that is when you are not going to be seeing the profit. See, there is a lot of money in the hair business. And I saw a post one time recently on the internet from my country where a lady bought a very luxurious car of over, I think that should be like 400 million in my currency. And she is actually selling hair. She's into the business and she sells hair. And then somebody or a lot of people from the comment section were like, no, the business she's doing cannot give her this kind of money to actually buy this amount of car and all that. She's doing something else, and that's how she's able to purchase that particular car. And I laughed, and I'm like, see, if you know, you know. This hair business is oil money, but it takes knowledge for you to be able to position yourself and collect the money. Not everybody in the hair business is going to get that kind of profit, or is going to see the opportunity to grab it. Not everybody. Not everybody that I am making. All of us are in the same hair business, the same profit. It is the knowledge I know about the business is different from the knowledge another person know about the same business. The profits we are going to be making is different. And another thing about the hair business is that when it comes to profit margins, you as the vendor, you set it. It's not a general price thing. Somebody can be selling higher than yourself, the same hair, the same quality, the same texture, everything the same, but somebody else will be selling with higher profit margin. And that is why you see that a lot of people are making, or some persons may be making a lot of profit while others are not making a lot of profit. And it's not because you cannot, it's because of the knowledge you have. When your knowledge is limited, you will not be able to do what some other person is doing and make the kind of profits that those people are making. So make sure you have a knowledge of how the business works. There are things that you will do and it's going to flop your hair business. Like, it's going to set your hair business back again to square one. Just one little thing that you will do. There is another thing that you will do, and it's going to take your business to 100. Like, you are going to be asking yourself why you did not take this step since. It's going to pump in the kind of profit that you've never seen in your entire life since the business existed. I've actually had that fair share of experience in my business. I was like, why did I not do all of these things when I did it? Right? The profit I got was mad and mind blowing. I was like, why did I not know these things since? If I had knew and I have started putting in all of this effort and all of this work, maybe by now I would have been in a much better place. Of course, I am not regretting all of my failures, but then again, the knowledge of the business that you have is going to be determined by the kind of profits that you are going to make, or how successful that you are in the hair business or in that particular business that you choose is going to be dependent on the knowledge that you have. The knowledge is going to save you from, making mistakes here and there. Obvious mistakes is going to save you. Some people don't even know, even the mistake that you think is obvious, some persons may not be seeing it, right? Because they don't have the knowledge of the hair business, or because they don't have the knowledge of that business, they will make obvious mistakes, right? So make sure that you have the knowledge of it. Look for somebody that is already doing well there and learn. You can learn by getting a course, you can learn by booking a one-on-one section, you can learn by going through full-time training with the person. And of course, make sure the person is open enough, make sure the person is not lying, make sure that you are seeing it, there is evidence that this person is actually making that profit, or this person has actually scaled through all of the obstacles and all of the successes, failures, and everything you want, to learn from the person in that business before you go ahead and learn. It's going to save you a lot of hiccups here and there. Once you learn, it does not take long. If you are a fast learner, you can learn for like a month, 3 weeks, some people 2 days, 3 days. If you get a course, depending on your method of learning, you can actually learn. Let's say you learn within 2 months. Within 2 months, you will know some things that are going to take you for years in that business, that is going to help you avoid direct mistakes that you are supposed to make as a beginner, right? And that is the more reason I did my course, I wrote my course, and then I'm selling it out, because I don't want people to start up the hair business wrongly. If you start it on a wrong foot, you are going to make the mistake of your life, and you may not like it. You may end up regretting starting the hair business, right? If you want the course, the link to the course is going to be in the description box. Go ahead and purchase it and help yourself. Another way for you to get the knowledge is to risk it and start it anyhow you think, right? When I started my hair business, there was nobody mentoring me, right? I made a lot of mistakes. Like I said, I started it 8 years ago. There was no much information about starting the hair business. And as at that time, hair business was just coming out, people were still hiding the information. The information as much as it is now, you will not even see a lot of persons willing to help you to learn it, even when you want to pay them, right? A lot of people were hiding the information. They don't want hair business as at that 8 years ago that I started the hair business. So my own, right? I did a lot of trial and error. In fact, there was a factory that I bought from. They lied to me that their hair were luxury hairs, blah blah blah. I did a lot of video calls with them. They showed me what I wanted to see and all that. Eventually, when I made payments and the hairs came, it was trash. Like, my first money that I gathered from the little hand jobs that I was doing around to start the hair business, I used it to buy these hairs, and when the hairs came, they were all trash, they were not good, right? So this is something that you can avoid if you actually go to somebody directly to buy, or you go to somebody directly to learn. That's, you can start as an wholesaler, buy directly from somebody that is good with it, right, and start selling, right? That way you are also avoiding little things. Although there are other things you need to learn, like marketing strategies. There are other things you need to know, like branding, packaging yourself, how you present yourself, how you present your brand and everything, what to do, how to sell yourself so that you can be able to sell your business at the end of the day. There are other things that you should learn when it comes to selling the hair. So it's not just you being able to buy. You can be able to buy the hairs, stock them in your house or stock them in your shop, or even open a shop, right, and still not make sales, because that's not the only thing that you need when it comes to the hair business, right? And that is something I don't even advise people or people that I mentor to even do it. Don't open a hair business shop yet. If you are starting as a beginner, do not open a shop. Right now, the internet is something that you can actually use to your advantage. You can start off from there. When you master it, when you have the audience that you need, you can now go ahead and open a shop for it. But once you are starting new, please do not. This is something that a lot of people make as mistakes. And this is something that I also added as some of the things that is making your hair business not to grow. Money that you are supposed to use to maybe buy more stock, depending on the orders that you are getting from your customers, that is the money that you went to use to furnish shop that nobody is entering now. That is the money that you went to use to do furnishing in the shop. That is the money you are using to be paying transport for 6 months and you've not gotten any sales. That's the money you are using to buy fuel in your car to be going to the store every day or to the shop every day, and nobody is answering you, right? So there are a lot of things to know as a beginner, or as even somebody that is still in the hair business, as I am in this hair business. Even in these 8 years of my experience in the hair business, I still learn every day, right? I still learn every day. So even as a beginner or somebody that is in the hair business, there are lots for you to know in order for you to be successful in the hair business. So don't just go starting. Make sure you have a knowledge of it. It's going to really, 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 really save you a lot of stress, right? If you are enjoying live so far, I promise it was just going to be 30 minutes because I don't want my son to wake up and come and meet me here, because of course it's not going to let us continue at all. But then again, I'm still going to give you few tips just before I go, in order for you to be able to make mad profits in your hair business, right? And not to get those negative reviews about the hair business and all of that. But if you need luxury hairs, of course I have experience of 8 years plus and still counting. So that is why I am confident enough that if you buy from me, you are getting quality or nothing. I have the link to my WhatsApp in the description box, the link to my Instagram handle in the description box. You can go there and check me out. I also have the link to my course is also going to be in the description box. So whatever you want, just go ahead and check yourself out or help yourself out, so that you will be able to be on the run, start your own hair business without stress. I also run a pre-order group for small hair vendors or people that are looking to start small. In this group, we come together to buy hairs in bulk, right? We just buy it in small quantity, and it becomes bulk, because of course a lot of persons may not be able to stand the MOQ or don't have the amount of money needed for MOQ price when it comes to buying directly from the factory. So yeah, if you want to join, also the link is going to be in the description box. Just send a message to our WhatsApp and an attendant is going to also answer you. I've given you like 3 tips right now. Another tip I'm going to give you, when it comes to starting your own hair business, or the reason why your hair business is not working, is because you are not also evolving. There are some people that are static in business or in the hair business. You've been selling a particular brand of hair, you've not tried some other brand of hair, you are just static. You just want to sell just bone straight hair, and meanwhile you have customers asking you for kinky hair. Some customers are asking you for a Russian hair, some are asking you for rhodonor hairs, some are asking you for a different type of hairs, and you are just static on bone straight. If it's not bone straight hair, I am not selling. You are not going to be making money. Diversity is key when it comes to making profits in your bones, in your human hair business. Diversity is key. So if you are not making or you are not planning to diversify, you are only selling a particular brand or type of hair, you are not going to make profit. Nada. You are not going to be making anything. Maybe, of course, sales is going to come here and there, but it's not going to be as much as when you diversify or when you are not static, right? So make sure that you are not just bent on selling just one particular brand. Now, I understand where some people sell just bone straight hair, because of course bone straight hair is one girly hair that every girl aspire to have, especially 10 inches bone straight hair in natural color, because it's a go-to hair, is an everyday hair, is something that is very easy to just put on and go, is easy to maintain and every other thing. So a lot of girls go for it, right? But then that does not mean as a vendor you should just stick to just it. You can actually make a priority list where you have maybe your money is divided into parts in such a way that you stock more of bone straight, but please try other varieties. You don't need to buy them in a lot of quantities, you can just buy few, maybe in 200 grams. That's why it's also good to join our pre-order group. When you join our pre-order group, you'll be able to buy hairs as low as 200 grams. So you can buy as low as 200 grams to test the market. When you buy the hair in 200 grams, you can test the market to see if it works for you, right? If your customer likes it and all of that. If they like it, of course, you can buy in large quantity and sell. But please don't be static. Don't just remain in 10 inches bone straight hair and that is just what you want to remain in doing, right? So I hope I've been able to give you some tea. My son is up, you guys, and he's going to be out in a minute. I hope I've been able to give you some tea. I'm not going to spend more of your time because he's here. Come here, baby. My baby. Ayako. He's been sleeping since he just got up, so I'll go and attend to him now. I promised it was going to take just 30 minutes of your time and of my time because I know by then he will be up. So you can see it's almost 36 minutes and he's here. So I gotta go, but I hope you have been able to gain a thing or two from this live. If you have, please let me know in the comments. If you also have a question, let me know in the comments. If you want to join our pre-order group, the link is going to be in the description box. Just send a message on WhatsApp and an attendant is going to answer you. Every other thing you need to know about my business or buying hair, starting the hair business is also going to be in the description box. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you. I gotta go, you guys. I am going to see you in another live or in another video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, baby. Say bye. Bye, baby. Say bye. Say bye. Don't mind him, he's just up, so he's still trying to, understand what I'm doing right here. Okay, you guys, I'll see you all in another video or in another live. Okay, bye.